Guardians, what's going on? Blue Knight here. Today I want to go over a few comments that we got on our last all arc run of Soul of Insight Terminus. And then we're going to use the suggestions that we got in that video. So one of the suggestions was talking about Vesper of Radius. I had never used it. Yesterday when I read the comment, I put a build together live on stream, and we did do a solo run. We completed it. I recorded it while streaming. It was using the stream encoder, and the quality is not up to my standard for YouTube, so we're kind of running it again with a few changes that I had made from that original run. I do still have the original run. I can post it if you'd like, but it's not the quality that I like. Real quick, also I want to talk about, we're at over 400 subs. I greatly appreciate everyone who's liked, commented, subscribed, all that stuff. It really does mean the world to me. Next milestone I'd say would be 500 subs. So let's try and get to 500 subs. We're 900 at the time of recording this. Or 900. We're 96 subs away from getting to 500 subs. So I greatly appreciate everyone. So one of the comments was talking about Vesper of Radius. I had never used it. It's interesting. While you have an arc super, which we do have, your shockwaves and explosions from shockwave kills blind targets. Blind effects will stun Unstop champs, so it's fun, but Unstop champs are really tanky, and when we're running like 21% Delirium, or when we're running these weapons, we don't really have a lot of burst damage with them. We have more of a sustain long-term damage. So I ran it yesterday with Battle Scar, Cold Heart, and 21% Delirium. We finished it, but I had trouble with the Unstops. And then I also had trouble with boss damage. The boss is super tanky, but is super easy. And so I ended up just using Cold Heart until I was out. And then I used 21% Delirium until I was out. And then I was running around freaking out with Battle Scar and using Vesper of Radius. I might post the video. I might not. Let me know in the comments if you do want me to post it. But I do have the original run recorded. But anyway, so Vesper is interesting. 21% Delirium is interesting. We'll go over those more whenever we do the build. So let's go over the subclass now. We're using Storm Trance. The reason being is because I would like to use Chaos Reach, and it's great for boss damage, but you can't use your abilities while you're in Chaos Reach. Like Storm Trance, you can cast Storm Trance and then throw a grenade and use your melee and use your Healing Rift all while in your super. So it's a good super to have in this GM because of how many things you'll have around you a lot of the time. It's going to be very situational using it, and you'll see that in the video here. Then we got Healing Rift, Burst Glide, Ball Lightning for the ranged melee, and then we have Pulse Grenade. Ball Lightning is the ranged melee. Chain Lightning is the up-close personal melee. I don't want to be up-close and personal with things. Although, if it's not this season with the seasonal artifact, the only survivability, in air quotes, that you have on Arc is the Spark of Resistance, I believe. So, and we'll go over that when we get to the fragments, but Arc is just lackluster right now in terms of survivability, especially healing. So there's that. Then we have Electrostatic Mine. So defeating targets with Arc abilities or defeating jolted or blinded targets creates an ionic trace. Our exotic blinds things with the explosions and with the pulse that it does. So there's that. And then we have our Lead from Gold Volt Shot energy weapon. That is going to jolt things. Our grenade is going to jolt things. We're going to have no shortage of ionic traces, giving us back our ability energy. And then we have Arc Soul. It's just we're going to be casting our Rift a lot, our Healing Rift a lot, because of Vesper of Radius. So Arc Soul is just that extra damage to take stuff out. On to the fragments. Like I said before, our Spark of Resistance are going to be our main source of resilience, our main source of survivability, unfortunately. And it just requires us to be surrounded. So that's Spark of Resistance. And we have Spark of Shock. Our arc grenades jolt targets, which is why we are using the Pulse Grenade. And then we have Spark of Discharge. So arc weapon final blows have a chance to create an ionic trace. I want maximum ability uptime on this build, and this will kind of help out with that, creating all the ionic traces. And then we have Spark of Ions. Defeating a jolted target creates an ionic trace. We have a weapon that can jolt. We have grenades that can jolt. So not only just will the arc weapon final blows have a chance to create an ionic trace, anything that becomes jolted will create an ionic trace when it dies. So if it dies to the jolt or whatever, it will create an ionic trace. So we're not going to have any shortage of ionic traces being made here. So look at the weapons here. We've got Outbreak Perfected. If you don't want to use an exotic primary, I would suggest running Battle Scar, Shoot to Loot Kinetic Tremors. Is just the best perk combo in my opinion. This is one of the best pulse rifles in the game. If you don't have it, you can get it from Banshee in the tower when it is in rotation in his Engram decoding. So yeah, we're using Outbreak for this run. Onto the energy weapon, we're using Tried and True Indebted Kindness, led from Gold Volt Shot. The run we did yesterday on Twitch, I was using Cold Heart. It's good. It just doesn't have, I don't know. It's just, I had trouble with the Unstops personally. So that's why we're swapping to Indebted Kindness. We want Outbreak Perfected for the heavy ammo finder on our helmet. And then we want the Indebted Kindness to help. That's a sidearm to help with the Unstops. Plus, lead from Gold Volt Shot. Anytime we make a heavy brick with this and we pick it up, it'll overflow this. It'll give this ammo. It all kind of works together. Now on to the heavy weapons. So let's look at 21% Delirium real quick. Let's put these up in OBS. The 21% Delirium, that is on this monitor. Let's pull those up. All right, let's look at the overflow trait first. That'll be the picture on the right here. Picking up special or heavy ammo automatically reloads this weapon beyond normal capacity. So whenever you pick up heavy or special ammo, it can reload your weapon up to double capacity or up to 100%. So instead of 102 rounds in the magazine, you'll have 204, which is great. You never really have to reload this thing, but I have other means of reloading the weapons while they're stowed in our subclass. So again, 21% Delirium is good. The perks, the two perks that it has work well together, but I'll kind of give a better point to Elactic Principal here in just a little bit. So that's Overflow. And then we have Killing Tally. This is where you want, like, both weapons have damage perks, Elactic Principal and 21% Delirium. It's just 20% Delirium has Killing Tally. And with that, it says weapon kills grant a stack of Killing Tally, maximum of 3 stacks. Each stack 1 is 10%, stack 2 is 20%, stack 3 is 30%. Those stacks persist until the weapon is stowed or reloaded, and that's, you have to actually hit R and reload it. Picking up ammo doesn't count towards reloading, so you could have a pretty long run of Killing Tally, 30% damage if you wanted to just keep picking up ammo stacks. But with this being a GM, we're not just going to be running out there all willy-nilly, in my opinion. So Killing Tally is good. 3 kills, 30% ammo, or 30% ammo, 30% damage buff. Not horrible. Now, though, let's look at the Elactic Principal. So let me get my pictures of Elactic up real quick, and then we will go from there. So looking at Eddy Current first, which is the picture on the left here. Eddy Current temporarily increases reload speed and handling after sprinting or while amplified. This effect is improved while you are amplified. So just sprinting for 1.5 seconds will give you 20 reload speed. So we're going from 20 reload, or we're going from 66 reload to 86 reload just for sprinting for 1.5 seconds. So to say, like, the pesky reloads, this weapon reloads super fast. So we really don't need to worry too much about it. That's just sprinting. We're going to be becoming amplified quite a bit. So that being said, being amplified removes the sprinting requirements and increases the reload speed stat bonus to 60. So we go from 66 reload to 100. It would be 126, but we can't have more than 100. So it gives it 100 reload speed. Then on top of that, just talking about reload, then you have the intrinsic trait called Head Rush. And that standing up after crouching for a short time grants this weapon a brief period of improved handling and reload speed. So if you wanted to sprint for 1.5 seconds and then crouch for 2 seconds and stand up, it gives you 10. That would be a total of 30 reload speed. So eddy current sprinting for 1.5 seconds gives you 20 reload speed, and then crouching for 2 seconds and then standing up gives you another 10, and those stacks that could get you up to 96 reload just from doing those two things. Elactic Principal is good. It's great. There's just a lot of conditions that have to be met. This is a very technical weapon, and we're going to go into that with the next perk, Golden Tricorn. So Golden Tricorn, let me close out of the eddy current and the other one. Here we go. All right, talking about Golden Tricorn now. Final blows with this weapon grant bonus damage for an improved duration. We have advanced Golden Tricorn. This weapon is craftable, so that's why it's got the enhanced perk. The only thing that the enhanced perk does is that the buff goes from 7 seconds to 8 seconds. We get 1 extra second on the buff. A lot of times that could be the difference between refreshing it or not refreshing it. So that's why I chose just to get Golden Tricorn enhanced and not eddy current. Eddy current doesn't really do too much enhanced in my opinion. While the perk buff isn't active, weapon kills grant Golden Tricorn ×1 for 7 seconds, increasing the weapon damage by 15%. Additional kills refresh the buff duration to 8 seconds. So the original kill, we get 7 seconds. Subsequent kills after that with the 15% buff in damage up it to 8 seconds. So that's where the enhanced trait comes into play. Now, here's where it gets super technical. While Golden Tricorn 1 or 2 is active, grenade or powered melee kills matching the element of the weapon grant Golden Tricorn ×2 for 10 seconds. Which increases the weapon damage by 50%. So, 21% Delirium, killing tally. You get 3 kills, you get 30% damage until it's stowed or reloaded. Good. As long as you have it out, it's great. But Golden Tricorn doesn't go away when you reload it or stow it. So you can be using this, swap to your pulse rifle to stun a barrier champ, and then you can go back to the Elactic Principal, and it's still going to have the Golden Tricorn, and then you still have that extra damage. But it's very technical in the sense that if you wanted to get the most out of this weapon, you would be amplified to give you max reload, get a kill with it, here's the order of operation. Be amplified, get a kill with the weapon, get a grenade or a powered melee kill, and then keep killing with Golden Tricorn with the 50% buff and damage. 20% more than killing tally, but like I said, there's a lot of conditions that have to be met in order for Elactic Principal to be really good. It's very technical. You have to do the right things at the right time in order to get the max out of it. Whereas 21% Delirium, you just kill. It's just, you pick up ammo and you kill. So both of them have their own individual reasons as to why they are very good. I don't know. We're going to do 21% Delirium because I haven't run it a lot, and it actually is kind of a nice weapon. Okay, now on to the seasonal artifact. Let's take that away there. First column, the two things that we're using, Anti-Barrier Pulse and Unstoppable Sidearm. Self-explanatory. Second column, the only thing we're using here is the Authorized Mod Scavenger. We're not using the Elemental Charge or the Charged Up, so you don't really have to worry about that too much, in my opinion. On to the third column, we have Elemental Siphon. This is a must-have in my opinion, so rapid final blows with a kinetic weapon or a weapon matching your equipped super create an elemental pickup that matches your equipped super. So in our case, Arc is going to be an Ionic Trace, which will help us give us our abilities back faster. And then we have Press the Advantage. There are Arc and Void shields in this GM, so this just kind of makes sense to have. The weapon that you break the shield with will get a buff in stability, handling, and reload speed. Onto the third column, must have Counter Energy. When you remember your fire team stuns a champion, you gain energy for your least charged ability. We want maximum uptime on our abilities, which is why we are using counter energy. And then we have Galvanic Armor. We're going to be able to go Amplified quite a bit here as long as there's stuff to jolt / kill. So Galvanic Armor just makes sense. While you have an Arc or Prismatic subclass equipped, incoming damage from combatants is reduced while amplified. Again, if it wasn't this season and we didn't have Galvanic Armor, the only survivability, in air quotes, that we would have would be to be surrounded. So Arc is very squishy, but Galvanic Armor kind of helps not make you as squishy for this season, at least. On to the fifth column. Must have, in my opinion, Shield Crush. We don't care about the top part. We only care about the bottom. While you are amplified or radiant, your grenade recharges faster and deals increased damage. We're going to be amplified quite a bit. We're amplified. We throw a grenade. It's going to deal more damage, and we are going to get a faster recharge on our grenade because of this. Then we have Shock and Awe. Again, must have if you're running Arc. When you have an Arc or Prismatic subclass equipped, Arc Final Blows, so it's Arc Weapon or Ability Final Blows, while you are amplified, summon a burst of lightning that damages and jolts targets. It's essentially a lightning grenade at the combatant's feet, and it jolts. So that's why we are using the Shock and Awe. Now on to the armor. You already know Vesper Radius. We kind of went over it, but while we have an Arc Super equipped, which we do have, the Shockwave and explosions from Shockwave kills will blind targets. That's going to help us out with the Unstops. I tried yesterday to just use Vesper to stun the Unstops. It was a little tough. So, or it wasn't tough. We did it, but it's just not my preferred way. So we're going to use Indebted Kindness as well as the blind effect from Vesper. To the helmet, we have Kinetic and Harmonic Siphon. Orbs, the only thing we're doing with orbs is healing ourselves. This is where Shoot to Loot Kinetic Tremors could come into play, is if you get, Kinetic Tremors proc Shoot to Loot. Kinetic Tremors is a larger AoE. So if you have orbs near the person that you're proccing Kinetic Tremors on, it'll automatically pick them up with Shoot to Loot, and then you can start healing with the recuperation. But when I ran it yesterday on stream, the thing that I was running into an issue with is not having enough ammo for our heavy. So that is why we are using an exotic primary ammo weapon, voice crack there, an exotic primary ammo weapon to help us with our heavy ammo finder. So it helps you find ammo more quickly. That's why we're running it. On to the gauntlets. We have Bolstering Detonation and Focusing Strike. Order of operation for our Healing Rift is going to be Healing Rift, then either grenade or melee, and then the other grenade or melee. Whenever we use our Healing Rift, it's out. Getting damage with a grenade or a powered melee is going to help us get our Healing Rift energy back faster. And then we have Harmonic Loader, where it just increases the reload speed of our arc weapons. That's just, we're quite literally only using this to help us proc Volt Shot on Indebted Kindness faster. Onto the chest piece, we're running arc and solar damage resistance with a concussive damper. Here at the beginning, there's one Minotaur that you really want to be careful because he has the longest vision on you and he will snipe you from 1.5 miles away. So the concussive damper does help, but it's if you couldn't run concussive damper, just run a void damage resistance on, and then you'll just have one of each and you'll be fine. Onto the legs, we have Harmonic Holster. This is another reason why reloading the weapons isn't that big of an issue in my opinion, because whenever it's stowed, it's going to start reloading after a short time anyway. So that's, this is good to have. We're going to be primarily using our pulse rifle. So whenever we have the other weapons stowed, regardless of whether we reloaded them or not, this will just go ahead and reload them. And then we have Arc Scavenger. Both of the weapons that we have that require energy. Both of the weapons that we have that require ammo are both Arc. Therefore, this will work for both of them. And then recuperation, again, that's why we are making orbs. It's just to help heal us. onto the artifact here, we have double distribution, so reduces all ability cooldown when using your class ability in your targets. If we happen to be in a pickle and we don't have anything but our healing rift, we can use it near stuff and it'll help us get our grenade and melee back faster. And then we have bomber, so that way when we use our class ability anywhere, it helps reduce our grenade cooldown. It's just we want maximum uptime on our abilities. All right, I believe that is it. So let's jump into this GM run. Try not to do any cuts. We're just going to kind of run through it and see how we do. It's going to be, the Unstop portion is going to be a little bit easier in my opinion, but to be honest, the trace rifle really does help. The trace rifle did do a lot of damage and created a lot of ionic traces, but not a must-have in my opinion. I want to be able to stun the Unstop champs more reliably without having to use an ability. All right, so here we go through the tunnel. And then we're going to jump off here. That guy will TP. That's why you run by. That's why I just run by him. That Minotaur back there is the reason. All right, so we take out that Minotaur, and then we're just gonna keep lighting this guy up. I'm not gonna reload it. I'm just gonna let the. I'm just going to let the. Oops! I did not mean to hit that here. But it's not a big deal, honestly. We're going to be able to take out this goblin pretty quick here with our Arc Soul and stuff. Alright, we want to do that. I want to pick up this ammo real quick. I'm going to take those things out. There's going to be more around the corner here. And I believe that is it. All right, now we just have to worry about the champion up here. Get the stun ready. Swap back to this. We're going to have a lot of energy ammo. I don't want to finisher him or anything because I want to try and create the heavy ammo bricks with an energy weapon. All right, there's going to be 2 Vex and 2 Cabal down here. Honestly, we'll just use this to take him out because it's faster. All right. We're going to run out here. Not die to these guys. All right, now, I suggest, to be safe, just take everything else out, like across the gap here. Take everything out and then focus the champion. Don't worry too much about the champion quite yet because he's not really going to do anything to you here. Alright, I believe... Oh, there's another sniper over here. I believe, yeah, it's just this guy now. Not too much damage. This actually does more damage at range than the MG. You can hear the arc weapons reloading while they are stowed. There is still going to be a sniper up there, but I'm not too terribly worried about that. We're going to grab all of the ammo. Was going to grab that Dida Lice, but there we go. Oops, did not mean to hit that. My watch gave me a notification, so I went to go look at it, and I rolled my wrist and hit E. E is my melee button. All right, so plenty of ammo now. On to the first plate room. I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know if I shoot him if it'll work, but it didn't work. We're gonna save our healing rift for the things that come before, so we're gonna do this. I'll go ahead and put this down because of Gladiator.
I'm making the elimination of carbon your priority on this operation.
We're gonna reload real quick. We're gonna get ready for the stun. I'm gonna try and take him out with our exotic primary ammo weapons. That way, it might make us a brick. It didn't. But there was a green brick there anyway. All right, now let's go through here. I don't like this loading screen or this loading bit here because it just like kills all momentum, but no big deal. All right, this room, if we die anywhere, it'll be in here. Got all of our abilities. We've got our super. Focus on one of them until we take them out. We just have to be careful from the snipers and the grenades. So we kind of just run around. We skirt this area over here. Just kidding, we get slowed to all heck. And now we just have to worry about the barrier champ. Oh, there are a couple of these guys, and now it's the barrier champ. Not going to use any abilities. We're going to save. We don't really need them for this barrier colossus. All right, there is a heavy brick, but we don't need that orb. We're going to start it, come over here. There's going to be things that come out of the teleporters on the sides of the room. Our greatest threat is this one and that one over there. So as they come out, we're going to do this to blind them. Then we're going to do this to hopefully kill them. There we go. Right now, we just got to keep moving. Our biggest threat is actually he's not. All right, so the barrier colossus is not that big of a threat because he's got the slug launcher or whatever, the arc slug launcher. So not really too worried about him. It's the slug cannon or the slug. The minigun ones that I really do not like. This next part's going to be pretty hard, so we're just going to keep using our Outbreak Perfected here and take him out. I might use my melee. Yeah, we'll go ahead and use that, get a little bit more damage on him. I could use heavy ammo because there's 2 heavy ammo bricks now, but I'm not too terribly worried about it. We're going to keep those heavy bricks there because I don't need them right now. All right. Barrier up top. We're going to try and take out the things, or at least just soften up the things around them. We're just going to use this weapon to, at range, take him out. I was literally going to say, I hope he doesn't step into cover for this. I almost wasn't able to stun him a few seconds ago. Alright, now we're going to keep working on the other things. There are gladiators up there. I call them butchers. They are the bane of my existence when it comes to Cabal. So I treat them with the utmost disrespect that I can. Alright, we're going to try to keep our speed boost, because when we dunk this and we go back, we have to get back pretty quick. So we dunk, and then we run back.
Keep an eye out for another Cabal.
We have all of our abilities. I'm probably going to use my Healing Rift and Super here for these guys. Those guys are coming out. We're going to go over them and Super. This guy, for some reason, is here and not very happy. Alright, well, we're going to not worry about that guy quite yet. We're just going to stay alive for right now. I believe it's just the champions now. Yes. Alright, so this barrier is over here kind of secluded. Just kidding. The Unstop knows that I'm not able to stun them. I don't think they actually know. I just think they're super aggro. The Unstops are super aggro, but they won't push you for some reason up here on top of this shelf. Alright, this is the other barrier, the weird launcher barrier. We don't really care about this guy too much. He is scary because he is a champion, but he's not like a slug launcher. And now let's focus on this guy. Get ready to stun him again. Hit the stun. Go ahead and take him out. When I pick this up, there will be more stuff that spawns in, so we got to be careful about that. I don't like those. See, those slug launchers are scary. Actually, just going to go ahead and put this guy on him, do a little bit more damage. The one good thing about Barrier Colossus, though, is that they kind of prioritize their shields. So once you stun them the first time, they don't really... they don't really think to shoot. They're more prioritizing their shield. I believe there's a heavy brick up here in the middle that we're going to go pick up real quick. There is going to be a Barrier Colossus here. Not the slug guy, though. One of the weird launchers, so I'm okay with this. Toss our grenade down there, try and get some sort of kills or damage. Alright, that guy is taken out. Now we're going to go right here. I don't want to take damage from the... I'm just going to head glitch this guy so he can't shoot us. And now we do what we were doing the entire time, and we just hold left click on his face. Right, plenty of heavy ammo now. Not the fastest run, but, you know, hey, it is safe. All the heavy ammo, I'm probably just going to use this right now. Half health. The Minotaur has been taken out. Alright, now that we have that, we're going to pick up the heavy ammo there. There's more heavy ammo down the road, down the stairs there, but I don't think, yeah. We just ran over a heavy brick, didn't pick it up. We're full on everything. On to the boss room. Running sim. This next part might be a little bit difficult with amplified. I'm not going to jump. I'm going to fall in there, but I'm going to fall kind of to the side here. So that way I keep amplified as I go into the tunnel. Doesn't matter though. We're going to lose amplified here, but we're going to regain it when we pick up a Ionic Trace. All right, on to the final boss room. This is one of the easier final boss rooms. Again, though, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have a lot of boss damage, so it might take a little bit. Oh boy, your grenades are so scary. They just boop you up in the air. All right, stuff's gonna spawn out of the 3 teleporters there. We're just gonna shoot them, use our healing rift and our super if we need to when they get close, but we're primarily gonna be just looking at using our healing rift here. All right, on to the boss damage. Probably here, I'm just going to shoot him with this right now. I'm going to wait for more stuff to spawn. I want to get the killing tally times 3 in order to put more damage on the boss. So we're just going to kind of mess with them a little bit with the pulse rifle here. It does a good bit of damage. Okay, now start softening some of these guys up. What did I just hear? Thought I heard a gladiator. That's why I was kind of freaking out there for a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and reload this just in case if we need it. Toss our grenade back there to those guys. Of course, it's only gonna get a little bit of damage in. So then that's where, like, this build, we're focusing so much on surviving that we're not really able to do that much boss damage, in my opinion. I'm going to do something not the smartest. There we go. We're going to pick up ammo so that way it reloads this above normal capacity, and we're just going to try and lay into him here with this for a little bit. We're going to reload back up. We're going to wait for Golden Tricorn to proc again. Wait for those grenades. Grab this ammo. Are there any other heavy ammo? There's no other heavy ammo. All right, we're gonna chill with the heavy for right now. We're just gonna go back to Outbreak. Reason why I am saving my super is for the plates. Holy lag. That was... What is happening? Again, my computer is not happy for some reason. When it's boss damage, nothing's going to push you. So being in the back of the room here is just kind of free real estate for you to live. Try and create some ammo and not get all of the grenades thrown on us. The second damage phase is when it's going to get harder because they're going to be void shielded things like exploders. So we got to be careful about that. But again, for right now, there we go. All right, we go to the first plate. There's some ammo. I don't want to use any, like, I don't want to use my healing rift here. The gladiators, there's the incinerators. We're gonna go over here to this side now. Wait for them to jump me, so I want to blind them after they jump. I'm gonna go ahead and use this super. That plate is done. All right, now we have 2 plates done. Let's take a second, get our super back. We'll get it back pretty quick, especially with the gladiators. Like I said, those are my biggest issue. Maybe not my biggest issue, but one of the bigger issues that I have for sure. And we can't get rid of them until we take that plate. Again, which is why I'm like, hey, let's take a second. Take some stuff out. If I need to leave again, I can. Don't have super. We have a little bit of time, though. Don't need to be there anymore because we got the whatchamacallit done. The thing that I am running into now are the gladiators. Alright, no more gladiators are going to spawn in now, though. So we're doing okay on that. It's more so now we really just got to worry about going out there and picking up ammo and not dying to the Cabal grenades. Alright, let's go out here, grab some ammo. We're pretty decent on ammo now. This is what I'm talking about with the lack in boss damage with this build. Like MGs, this MG at least in this setup that I'm running is good for ad clear. It's just a shame that we have to focus so much on survivability with this build that, or with Arc in general, that we don't really get to run like high damaging stuff. I mean, it's high damaging, but not at a distance. Do a quick reload here. I was gonna run up there and grab that ammo real quick. We still have killing tally, so killing tally does stay procced whenever your overflow procs, which is nice. So we have to kind of run it low. Oh, well, it's gonna reload anyway. Because reload or stowed. This is another spot where like kinetic tremors and shoot loot and stuff like that would come in handy. We're not here. We're gonna grab ammo. More looking for these heavy bricks. Holy crap! He absolutely just W keyed me. This is where I say, like, it's not hard. This guy's just such a tank that, like, it just takes a lot to kill him. Go to the right side because I saw that grenade was there. Now we're just going to try and do our best to melt the boss. There we go. Don't need to be in here for any longer than we need to be. All right, well, it's doable. Vesper of Radius definitely helps you in the end. When on the plates, when stuff jumps and you use it, it does that. Let's look at the stats real quick. 27 minutes, about, yeah, 27 minutes, 295 kills, not horrible. But I don't know. I want to kill the boss faster. It's just tough to do because on Arc you need all of the survivability. But anyway, I appreciate you all very much. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification, or hit the notification bell, so that way you get notified every time I upload a video. If you've got any other exotics or any other builds you want me to try, let me know in the comments below. We're going to see how we do with those. And if you think this video will help others, make sure you share it with them. All right, I appreciate it, and I hope you all. I hope to see you all in the next video.